Jace, the Annie as well, but there is a ton of things open. Lennon, I can't believe it. We might get a Zeri game.
I love the Lee Sin ban towards Xiao Hao. Definitely a comfort for him, but something he can make stuff happen for himself. We'll see if AL want to go ahead and get this first pick. I feel like our first pick meta in the LPL has been very curious, but this is a pick that hasn't been making it through. And when it does, we always see it first pick typically. And if it's not, then usually the other team lost. So it is Nico first pick.
This is one of the most powerful, the most banned champion on this patch right now, and we are just giving away power picks left and right. I was surprised to see Cassante taken away from ZDZ so early on, but immediately now, anyone lets us to get the Nico like you were saying, but JDG, no.
He's summoning the spirit of Uzi to the game. Make sure that AL have some strength for Jitoi. Come on. No, it is a thing that's circling around. A lot of teams hovering it to summon the spirit of Uzi, give them some strength in the game.
For a legend coming back to the league.
But speaking of showing some strength, Jitoi and Zora will be piloting the Jinx and the Blitzcrank respectively. If you wanted to upheave a little bit of JDG's game plan, that's how you do it.
Well, for JDG, I think this is right now a pretty tough team to crack if you're going up against what anyone's legends have already picked. I mean, you have a Vi ultimate that's going to be walking straight into a Nico, and this has been something personally for me. I think Blitzcrank so far has been super impactful. Obviously, this champion just has a one-hit pull, and you just call it. You get that pick for yourself. But when you're anyone's legend, if you can start off a team fight with a numbers advantage, you're feeling super comfortable. You're feeling a little bit more invigorated to say, hey, maybe we can win these fights. Maybe we could take down JDG.
I do like the point-and-click precision that Kanavi will have with the Vi, though. It does give him a lot of options, and when you give Kanavi options, that's where JDG find wins. We do have a lot of focus from them in the second phase of bans. It is the Kha'Zix and the Viego towards Xiao Hao, so taking away a lot of those aggressive picks that we said could be the potential win for AL in this draft. But we actually see that focus towards Knight for AL. So far, that Ahri that he goes to so often.
Interesting enough, more and more of these mages being taken away. I wonder if they're also going to start to reach for more mobile mid laners, because with this Blitzcrank, I think if Knight is going to pick up something like a Syndra to try to slam lane, that is something you can use to really take control of this. Getting rid of Kennen tells me that there's a potential Scion in ZDZ's future here. And for JDG, you need to be thinking of ways of what our champions are going to be pretty okay with dealing with the Blitzcrank. Things are going to be able to disrupt not only the Nico, but the Jinx. And I love this Gragas here for 369.
I think that can be pretty huge, but it also is flexible. I think we could see the Knight 369 flex with the Gragas. I was wondering if we were just going to get 4 bans towards Knight. Luckily, the Kennen comes through, so just banning 369 there at the last second, so Knight can't be like, oh, you need 4 bans, huh? And as we get into it now, though, there will be a counter pick available for JDG. Again, they still have a little bit of that flexibility, so the confidence pick comes through. It will be the Gnar.
Ooh, okay. Well, the Gnar here for ZDZ, we've been seeing more of this champion pick up the Hullbreaker, and especially into Gragas. I think this is a fantastic option. It allows you to really chase Gragas in the side lane, and as a champion, even if he's going to go tank, if he's going to go for AP, it is very difficult for Gragas to deal with the minion wave. So I like this. Being able to stack this does give them an out into the laning phase, and for anyone's legend, I love this Nocturne. Gives you threat onto this Aphelios, and on the side lane early on, if you want to play for top side, this is perfect up against with this Gnar.
Really appreciate the focus to ban out Xiao Hao, but he still finds the Nocturne. He will have, at level 6, a big spike to find things, and the combo of Nico and Nocturne can be so deadly. The Malphite does come through, so it looks like we have that flexibility we were talking about.
Okay, it means that JDG, their mid-jungle, is going to have some say up against the relatively low range of something like Harder and Xiao Hao's Nocturne Nico. But come level 6, it will be pretty difficult. If JDG are going to continue their full court press, if they're able to grab priority, maybe grab an early enough tower, then AL will have a tough time breaking in. Yeah. But as it stands, coming in even, you get into that fog of war, you get set up first onto an objective. It is very difficult for JDG to go in without just using both of their ultimates topside.
I actually really like this pick from Knight. Earlier today, I was at LCS and got to watch JoJo pilot a
Nice
very
flex.
dominant Gragas in the mid lane, but this is Knight. This is the golden left hand of JDG, MSI champion, finally an international trophy to his name. And we're getting underway with a 5-win streak already in their pocket for JDG. Expectations are they win this series. AL, though, they've given us fights. They've taken games off of top teams and most recently BLG, and they do not want to give up the fight against JDG tonight. We're going to be getting into our second series now, and we heard a little bit about those focuses for the compositions, but it is all eyes on Kanavi versus Xiaohao for me, and Xiaohao needs to get to that level 6 mark as quickly as possible and start affecting the map.
Got to avoid Vi in the early game. And here now, JDG, we get that amazing skybox of their arena. Just beautiful. Honestly, I love all the different. Specifically, I will say LNG skybox when they're in their arena. Just perfect. Just beautiful. I love seeing all the graphics that they have there.
Knocking up Kanavi. Kanavi still connects it though. Pop Blossom on a 2, and
Ruler
Joey is firing away. He gets excited here. He's starting to turn up. Ruler is gone. Your savior for JDG right now in this early fight is already off the table, and Knight with no mana does end up having that body slam over the wall. But AL get first blood and another kill. They do lose the dragon, but they have successfully smacked JDG.
It is 2 kills and a lot of gold going on to Jichoyi. So if we're looking at 80 carries, it's feeling pretty good for AL. With that play, they come out ahead massively with 2,000 gold. It was a good start here for JDG where they're able to keep Xiaohao out of the pit. But after that, I mean, I love that Zora's getting aggressive on top of Kanavi, getting him low, and it is Harder's ultimate here that sets them up for a huge win.
Ruler does not have cleanse this game. You said it's enough to have the melee.
Late to this play, Kanavi here.
Face checks a little bit, says I need to dash out. We did get that TP exchange back to top lane, so side lanes will stay there. We get the grab in though. Maybe Kanavi's not the one you want to grab, but the paranoia comes out. Now they find it. Pop Blossom on the top side as well, and they are rolling away with this early fight. Kanavi had fallen missing very low. Knight able to make it out.
Knight just jumps over the wall thinking maybe he can help this fight, but it's more and more kills for anyone's Legends. They're going to be able to grab this wave under the turret. They're going to be able to grab the second dragon of the game. MSL, we wanted to see what anyone's Legends was going to do. Dictate the pace of the game to JDG. Do not let them lead you around the map. And so far, anyone's Legends, they've been hanging with the best of them for the time being. It's just that sleeping beast that JDG always are so far in the regular split.
See, Kanavi was actually the one that got engaged on initially, and they go back in for this one after Zora connects this rocket grab because you're a little bit extended, but they actually thought they could maybe take this fight around. The difference becomes when you get the overextended engage, but the paranoia picking apart the fight. Oh, Ruler's gone, and Jichoyi picks up that kill. That's Dragon for AL.
They'd already gotten the flash out of Ruler, so unfortunately, Mazel has both AD carry mains here. Flash does not help you versus all that damage. If their flash is down, if the cleanse is down, sorry, it's not going to help you versus Blitzcrank Cook. He immediately gets picked off. So 4 kills now here for anyone's Legend. A dragon in their pocket. And it seems like JDG playing to the opposite side of the map now. They're saying bot lane is a lost cause for the time being. We know Ruler is going to be a teamfight beast. Let's see if we can try to destabilize ZDZ.
That's where I do want AL to ride this high, but they need to take into perspective the beast they're fighting. ZDZ maybe didn't take into perspective how his top lane was going. Does have to pull that TP from Harder as they have Pop Blossom available. It's a big combo onto 3 members, but he's almost dead. Harder going down, but Mega Death Rocket claims one back. As ZDZ, that's a Mega Gnar coming up. He wants to go over the wall, but not going to follow it up. Paranoia was not available for Xiaohao either.
A 1-for-1. You even get an assist here for Jichoyi. Like, you're feeling good still. JDG, they get a counter punch, but still, grabbing the teleport out from Harder will change the dynamic of mid lane. We'll see how much of an effect it actually has. As we get a replay of this fight, oh, we get to see how Ruler lost his flash here. Maybe just playing a little too far up. Yeah, getting aggressive on Jichoyi.
Oh, man.
Oh, was it a predict? Oh, no!
Oh, man. Zora just had to wait.
Well, that feels bad. You're like, oh, well, that happens to the best of us. I was afraid here because you already see not only the ultimate coming, but Xiao Hao is making his way up here, and the Nocturne ultimate is coming soon. If that fight had overextended, there could have been more for Anyone's Legends, but for the time being now, Rift Herald spawning in 30 seconds, and Anyone's Legends are still holding on to this gold lead, finishing off on some of those camps. I hope to see JDG and AL fight for this next objective because the Dragon's coming up in 3 minutes, and you really don't want to give any more turrets or, any more turret damage over to Anyone's Legends. You give one reset over to Jinx, there's more and more gold in your back pocket. Already 3-2 and has a huge bounty.
The fact that he also got that kill credit in top side from the Mega Death Rocket just feels really good. And the matchup itself could not be crazier, right? Again, this is an LDL carry from RNG Royal Club who came up for AL this time around. It fought for a spot with iBoy and really has taken the center stage right now as a developmental piece for AL. And he's facing up against Ruler, and he's 3-0-2. That's where I love that they're riding this high of aggression, but they also need to keep it in perspective. They need to drive this win home.
Exactly. That has been some of the biggest problems, especially when we're talking about a lot of our lower teams in the standings. They have not been able to necessarily close out a game. They found some early picks, they found some really good early game plans, but are unable to close out against some of our teams. So Anyone's Legends, they need to be able to keep calm, cool, collected, while also keeping the pace up against JDG.
He will find a nice pace here onto the Rift Herald as well. Kanavi was just weighing his options. Looks like the option is going to be to just wait and find out what happens as time flows on. AL will have a Rift Herald under their belt here.
They can't do anything here. I mean, like JDG, their bot lane's on in a great position to answer. I think they're just afraid right now of kind of finishing some of the rest of these items, and they're not in a great position. 369 as well, taking a reset there. So Chicho man on your screen right there. The Jinx, what a great game as well to play Jinx. Like, you find one reset, your entire team is built for this. You get that one kill and you can take over a fight. You've already set Ruler down behind, who has been the man of the hour, the guy that every single team in the LPL has focused. It has been, there are so many clips right now of like Ruler having to play 1v3, 1v2 bot lane, and he's just either making it look good or having to wait for the rest of his team to really kind of bail him out of those situations. It is not fair for the King.
And you just love for AL the fact that they are in the driver's seat because it gives them that decision-making power with the composition that they have, and that's where you need to be, because the other side of that coin is not a good one. Speaking of coins, we're going to see a flip on the Knight here as Paranoia comes down. They should have the amount of damage to do it, and the cast saves Xiao Hao from taking an extra tower shot. There you go.
You know what that means, Lennon? There is more turret damage down in bot side, and it gives them priority for this dragon. Coming up in 30 seconds. Anyone's Legends are not giving up any space for JDG. They're saying, hey, Knight, you might have been resilient, you might be going AP, but guess what? We're still going to try and make that dive. And it feels unfortunate because even that Gragas barrel turns into saving Xiao Hao there.
It's actually so cool, the dance that's going on for AL right now. 369 has been unlocked a little bit. He's looking a bit rambunctious in the mid lane. As JDG is actually going to put pressure onto this, they do get the TP out from AL. That'll be harder rejoining the fight down here, but Dragon is on the table for JDG, and Rift Herald popped in mid lane for AL.
If JDG cannot grab this next Dragon, they see themselves on a timer 10 plus minutes afterwards. They're going to immediately start this up. They grab this on spawn, so they'll grab the second Dragon, set themselves up there, but this Rift Herald crashes into the mid lane, and it is more turrets, more structures here for Anyone's Legends. Getting rid of this mid lane turret means that it's very hard for them to walk out of mid. They can contest for extra juggle camps, and I love that Ruler is just using the Calibrum there to just get some poke damage with the splash.
Dude, Zora is mind gaming 5 members of JDG right now. He's just hovering over there like, oh, you gonna walk away? They're like hovering to try to go to mid lane. Actually hilarious, and what this Blitzcrank kind of brings to the table. And I kind of love that representation from AL because they do have a lot of that pick out potential that JDG has fallen prey to so far. But as you had said earlier, the Dragon's secure there for JDG. For me, it actually means a lot. They're just continuously buying themselves time as we're going to look at Harder.
I loved how he just played outside of turret range. He gets the ultimate here for the shield and then flash to dodge out on the belly pop. I love that we're getting this.
Whoa,
We're getting another one.
Harder coming in with the play. It's not a replay, it's live action as it's AL. They get traded one back, but they find a couple more on the top side.
2 more kills, more kill credit for Jichoyi. They're going to grab this top lane turret as, I mean, anyone's Legends are playing a fantastic early game here, punishing JDG and maybe some of their lack of aggression. They do tend to lack in the early game, and Xiaohao saying, I'm going to double time on that. We're going to invade early on, put Kanavi on the back foot, and now they have a 6,000 gold lead here.
Looking pretty good so far for them, as that is the kind of early aggression we expect from AL, but we needed specifically against JDG, and we actually didn't get to see the whole part of this play, but this is how it started.
Okay, so ZDZ was just under the turret, and he's tanking it up. He's using that Mega Gnar. He doesn't die here?
Nope.
All right, ZDZ, respect. Respect that team for that one. Good job.
Throw some respect on his name.
Yeah, exactly. It does mean that Harder's the only one to die, but really, who cares? He's playing Nico, man. He's got the stopwatch coming up next. So anyone's Legends are just cruising.
Things to just fall into place for AL.
Right now, we're seeing the siege. The ZDZ's going to have another wave. Navi does go in.
They don't have an engage anymore. Zora is a little bit out of trouble here. Xiaohao is around the corner, but they will just leave Zora out. Meanwhile, ZDZ with this Hold Breaker is just taking down this inhib tower. He's going to need to be careful, take the inhib and run away as they're pushing down to tier 2 in mid. He's buying so much time, and they could be able to take an inhib tower as they are now actually going to back away with the rest of this Baron buff.
Oh, let's see. One last auto from the minions. They're auto-attacking, and the inhibitor is going to be safe. So big find there. Zora and ZDZ just too far up. If they're able to grab another turret, I think anyone's Legends could definitely maybe save him. But it's going to be a minute. JDG will now be in a very good position to be grabbing this 5th dragon. There's way too many dragons in this game.
There are.
I'm going to say, from what our first game was to now, we are getting much more action, a lot more dragon focus here, and look at what JDG are doing. They're playing aggressive. They're trying to get down vision and find another pick here.
Oh, Zora, you just came back, and now you're gone again. Knight gets the kill. I feel like right now, AL might get caught up in this, because it feels like there's somebody like a drill sergeant standing on the outside of their Nexus going, go, go, go. They've been redeploying every single time, going straight for fights, and that's where JDG can start to test your missteps.
But it only
nobody can answer ZDZ on the side. It looks like JDG. No, Knight, you're by yourself. It will actually be Kanavi that got the dragon, but it's Knight that's already got out by himself. They're also losing an inhib in topside, and JDG, they just don't have the decision-making power, and AL are making all of them.
They don't have the big stick. They don't get to wave around the big stick right now because
AL's like, I'm talking.
Yeah, exactly. This is my talking time.
Oh,
369.
engage from 369. Will it be a 9 or will it be a 3? It is to be decided. Harder's Pop Blossom goes wide. ZDZ's on the flank, though. Ruler is chugging away right now. It's a front to back now. JDG might be favored here as AL back away. ZDZ should get caught out, but Ruler with the caliber. Flash out from ZDZ gets him alive.
Okay. Big summoner spells here now gone a minute before the Baron. Jichoyi with no sums, no ghost, no flash, and no flash as well for ZDZ. On the opposite side, JDG are going to be looking, their ultimates are going to be up and available. They're going to be respawning in time. And that was as good of a fight as they were going to get here as Zora misses out on the flash hook. And we thought Jichoyi would potentially be going down here. He got so low. And it was just the fear from Xiaohao that stops Kanavi from finding the 80 carry.
Love that strike from 369, but AL know when to pull back for the most part. And now, as we come back to live, you see AL just consistently pushing forward. They also have 3 items coming up for pretty much everybody. You've got a Magi's completed for Harder as well. So their team fight is definitely there. And your saving grace for JDG right now is Ruler. Game is on.
Right now, you're seeing JDG. They're split across the map. AL are pulling them, stretching them thin, unable to do much. Knight kind of just
Like-
trying to, oh my god, harder.
Harder, preemptive strike has been engaged.
Oh,
They
the
do get
heels!
an order back though. They blow him out of the water. And how you got Jitoe going with 1 kill, but the G8 has been popped from Xiaohao. He goes down, can't get a trade back to Baron. Will end up going
he's
over
ending
to
the
AL.
game!
ZDZ's ending the game. He's got a couple more hits. He's so big on this Meganar, and he finished it. It's just it. AL, can he get it? One more, and that's game 1 to anyone's legend.
Look at CDC at the player cam. He gets excited. He gets ignited immediately. Anyone's legends. They've taken game 1 versus JDG. And expectations be damned here, Lennon. We've got a series on our hands.